I might have a day where I wake up at 4, and the next day I might wake up at like 5. It's really not negatively impacting me. I might have an hour or two that I go to bed later. Last night I went to bed a little bit later than I would like, but then I can still shift because we didn't work out today until 6 o'clock. So people that are trying to really like, have that feel good thing about waking up in the morning and being like a savage, don't force it. Like, don't wake up early on like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, because that's not going to have the result that you're trying to get after.
Yeah, even just like 5 years ago, I would have told you that it would be impossible to do what I did last night. It was Kings season opener, first game of the season. No, it was away, but I was just on TV. But I watched a little bit of the third quarter, but that was only because I was meal prepping stuff to bring here to the gym, and I went to bed. And guess what I missed? Absolutely nothing. They lost by 30 points.
Oh, no.
But 5 years ago, I would have watched the whole thing. I would have watched the post-game show.
And then you would have been upset that they lost.
And I would have been mad the whole night. Exactly. And like I said, like, I couldn't miss it. Like, that was the most important thing ever, right? So now I'm just like, I went to bed early. I got here pretty early and had an awesome training session.
My man.
Probably one of the best ones in a while.
That's awesome.
That's great.
But people listening might be like, nah, dude, like, not my team. Like, you don't understand. Like, you're not as big as a fan as I am. Like, no,
You start realizing when you start investing in yourself, those other things, like investing your time in watching a bunch of grown babies,
very accurate.
Play a sport. You
Yeah.
know? It's you start to go like, wait a second, what am I doing? Why am I devoting all my time to watching this guy?
Yeah.
When I could be working on myself, I could be making myself better, and then yourself becomes way more important than some team. And then like, what do you get? Even if the Kings win the championship this year, what would you get out of that? You'd be like, yeah, bro, I'm a Kings fan. And it's like, well, anybody could be a Kings fan. You just got to say that you are. Like, that's all there is to it. So it's like, you realize there's like not a whole lot in it for you. You know, it's cool to like a team, and it's cool
all
to
the
have
fair
a team.
weather fans will pop out too. I've been a Kings fan since 1994, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I can literally say that I've been a Kings fan since birth.
It's great when your team wins. It's exciting, but like to put all your time and effort into something, especially when there's like a million games. You know, it's like baseball and basketball. There's so many games. Football, I could see investing, football season into that and going, like,
and
we're going to go hard for a couple months and that's it.
And I used to put so much, like, well, for sure time, but like energy into all these games. Like, if they lost, I would have a bad day. If they won, dude, a die-hard fan. Like, I would go to the Kings rallies when they almost moved. Like, I was in like the courtrooms and shit. Like, I was there. So like, the turn that I made was awesome. But yeah, there's people out there that are listening and being like, nah, I'm not gonna miss this game because I know I can train in the morning, but I can't miss tonight's game.
This is pretty bad and pretty nerdy, but I went through a similar thing where I could not miss wrestling when Stone Cold and The Rock were like feuding, and wrestling was at its all-time. That was a great time. Yeah, it was Monday Night Wars, and wrestling was at an all-time high, and you'd flip back flip back and forth, and it was like
WCW.
WCW was 3 hours, and then Raw was 2 hours. So you had 5 hours of wrestling that you could flip back and forth on. Yeah. And so every Monday night I would be like, I have to be home.
Tuesday mornings at school, I was always late because I was up watching Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, and he was wrestling at the time, and my girlfriend was a wrestler. So like, we were just all so into it.
Yeah.
He was probably the least into it. Like, he didn't care that much, but like, I was like a super fan. Like, I loved it.
You think you didn't care that much because you were actually wrestling?
Probably,
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when you actually like do something, you're like training as much as Andrew, training as much as yourself. When you're doing something to better yourself, like you just said, you really stop caring about like watching other people do. You don't care about living vicariously through athletes.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, you don't care about, you're living vicariously through yourself, like by doing something awesome.
And also too, you'll probably never say these words again. That guy's got no heart. You'll probably never say that ever again. When you're pushing it in there, and you're pushing it in the gym, and you're pushing your diet, and you're pushing your lifestyle to the limit, and you watch that guy, miss a three-pointer at the end of the game, and he's clearly tired, and he didn't do a normal jump shot that he normally would, you're not like, oh, that sucker was gassed, man. Like, he didn't leave it all in the court, because you're thinking, man, like, I know what it's like to fucking feel tired. I don't have any idea what it's like to play a professional basketball game, but I can only imagine that poor guy is probably half dead. He's in game number 65 of an 82-game season.
Yeah, take one simple martial arts class. Pick your choice: boxing, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai. I dare you. Take just one class and then watch a UFC fight and then talk shit.
You have so much compassion.
Dare you? Well, that's because Muay Thai superior.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I'm partial.
Go do something.
Remember,
go do something.
The Ultimate Warrior, he's got that rant that says, like, you're wearing a jersey, you're sitting there worshiping some other man who's not you, and you're sitting there living vicariously through these guys. You're nothing but a fence-sitting vagina man, is what he says. You're a vagina man.
I need to look this up.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah, you're just a vagina man sitting on the fence waiting for somebody else to fucking do it for you. And it's great because
you got Nsima pretty good. He fell down.
And Nsima gets even better because he says vagina like Donald Trump says China.
Oh yeah,
he's like
China.
Vagina, like he says it's so weird. Vagina man.
You broke Nsima. We're gonna be dealing with this
I think
for
it's
the
a
next
combination
hour.
of fence sitting and vagina. You gave him a
Yeah, that's really
you gave
good.
him a
Well, it's a
visual.
real visual of like sitting on a fence with a vagina, and I picture it for some reason in a San Francisco 49ers jersey. I don't know why. Like I picture like a Joe Montana.
Hey, we're 6-0, buddy.
A fat guy in a Joe. Yeah, but I picture like a fat guy in a Joe Montana jersey for some reason.
Cole Robinson, our fasting buddy, he was telling me, the snake diet guy, he was like, you want to know why everyone's so fat? He's like, because they're sitting on their cunts all day. I was like, who the hell talks like that? That's amazing.
He talks like that.
Oh my God, he had me crying when he's talking to him on the phone.
Sometimes like the way somebody says something is so funny, right?
You almost made me shit my pants, man, because I got to go use the bathroom right now. And when you said fetch shitting vagina, man, my butthole just went.
Oh,
Well, wow. That
oh!
I was like,
He got
oh,
excited
God.
about the
He
fence.
got excited. That
so
and Kai
funny.
Green, right?
I hate when your butthole does that. You got to keep that thing clamped down.
I told you
I know.
that you feel it in. I feel it in my hamstrings because it's taking
So,
everything back there to
Talk
close
about
everything.
learning stuff from this podcast. Probably the most valuable thing I've learned so far is from Andrew. And Andrew said, "Look, man, when you need to take a dump and you have to do like a shit like run." He's like, you can't. First of all, you can't really run. You have to do like a weird walk.
Yep.
But he said the knees have to be bent, like just like you're doing curls in the gym. Like you want to have a soft knee. You're doing
because if you're
lateral
flex-
raises. You want to have like soft knees. Like you don't want to be all stiff, right? And same thing here. Get those soft knees because you have too much impact and you're moving too fast. You're gonna poop yourself.
Yeah, you
That's
don't
so
want-
interesting because my knees are usually like right now. If I were to walk and have to go poop, my knees would be locked out,
No.
and I'd be walking like this.
to clenching the butt
to keep the
cheeks.
butt cheeks.
Yeah, 'cause
in.
that's a- like,
that's a
so-
different technique.
Yeah,
It's you do pull sumo, so
that's true.
you know,
I
Okay.
think-
unconventional.
Yeah,
Oh, man, I think you need the butt cheeks flexed and the knees bent.
Yeah.
and then you need to kind of.
It's more of like if you're playing defense, you're not locked out, right? You got to be able to move. You got to be
Yeah,
free
I feel
flowing.
you.
So
To
it's the
give
same
people a-
thing. You need to be able to like cushion
To
stuff.
give people a good cue, like just so they can practice this at home, is just pretend that you're running with your pants down around your ankles.
Yeah.
that's
you
a
don't
great
want to
one,
have
actually.
you don't want to have too much of a stride, because otherwise we know what's going to happen.
Because if you have to
Floodgates
zig when you're supposed to zag, I mean, accidents.
What I
happen.
learned from this podcast is that your life is great if all your shits are tapered.